What's up, guys? Weather expert here, bringing you guys another awesome video on the potential of a significant ice storm. I'm not really gonna go in depth on like the coastal storm. I know people want me to ask, people want me to talk about it, but right now it's still 10 days plus days out. This one's in the near term. It's after Thanksgiving, and I want to tell you guys what's going to happen because I don't want you guys to go through the trouble of going through this ice possibly after Thanksgiving, because this storm's gonna happen after Thanksgiving. And some people will be traveling on the roads in the Texas Panhandle, and it could be an absolute nightmare. So I'm going to tell you what's going to happen and why it's happening. First off, what can you see? Well, you can see a big upper level low with a big upper level trough, and you can see it goes. It's a pretty darn strong upper level trough. You've got the dry air to the west of it. You've got a ton of energy being pumped out of the system. I mean, when I say a ton of energy, I mean a buttload of energy being fueled by the storm. That's why we're expecting the flooding in the plains, the ice storm, the snowstorm, all these combinations doing with the high pressure that I'm going to be talking about. That's going to be merged. That's going to be in close proximity to this to cause a lot of cold air and a lot of moisture to be filled into the Texas Panhandle. Now, why am I just talking about this ice storm? Well, I will be talking about the flooding threat, but we'll worry about even the most over everything: flooding, snow, it's ice. I've been in the 2007 ice storm. If you guys do not remember that, you can look up on the internet. 2007 North American ice storm happened in January of 2007. It was a pretty darn strong one. I got approximately about 2 inches of ice. Let me tell you, all the trees around my area were literally just destroyed. Branches, twigs were just going around the whole row. I couldn't even drive for a while. It was so much. And then this area got slammed right here. They got 4 inches plus of ice. Can you imagine that? Now, I don't think it's going to be that type of setup. We're not going to get 4 inches, but an inch, 3/4 of an inch to an inch of ice is not out of the question, because some models are actually beefing up this storm as it gets closer and we get a nice convective band, which I've been telling you guys about. What happened in my area, we got a nice convective band. National Weather Service calling for 2 inches. I got 4 inches of snow. But I was up in Chicago, so I got about 10 inches of snow. But let's get back to the weather. We got this nice upper level low. We got, if you guys don't see right here, if I put on the measure overlay, here's our storm right here and right here really. And we can't see on the satellite is a high pressure that's up here. This is not low pressure, it's a high pressure. It's going clockwise. What this is going to do is this storm is going to be heading eastward over the Rockies. While that happens, this is going to be heading southward, and tomorrow it's going to be over here. And what that's going to do is going to create a big area of rain and ice. Pretty much, it's not going to be that strong, just because it's kind of further and further away from the low pressure system, which means it's not going to be as strong of ice. But there is potential of some, of course, less than a quarter inch of ice, but even an ice coating of ice could literally just be as dangerous. But once we get into after Thanksgiving, this upper level low, sorry, that's my dog in the background, it's going to get closer. It's going to be over here. The upper level low is going to be around right here, probably like right around here or so. We're going to have the high pressure over here. We're going to have a blue norther. If you guys do not know what the blue norther is, it is when a cold stretch of air comes down the Texas Panhandle and can produce pretty strong snowstorms. I've seen some in the past, and ice storms. This is no exception. We're probably going to see some pretty good snows in this area. Ice storm, Lubbock, Texas, you're probably going to be in the line of fire. Dallas, I do not think that you're going to be a little bit too warm for ice, but I would not be out of the question to see some possible flakes, but I'm not saying that's going to happen. But as we get in towards this time, let's go to the mile run. Here's the GFS. Let's go back. Here's our high pressure system right here. It's got a lot of cold air with it, you can see. Here's our low pressure system right here in about 6 hours. It gets down over here. This is the energy right here. The high pressure stays up here, but the energy with it, 24 hours, starts to get over here. We get a lot of rain starting to develop, and then we get a pretty strong convective. You can see how tight these isobars are. It's indicative of some pretty strong energy that's going to be happening. When it converges with the warm, moist air and the cold air, you can get a pretty strong line of storms. And if you get to the little bit towards the high pressure, you get a little ice and snow. A little bit towards more the lower pressure, you get some heavy rain. That's what's happening. And then it starts to weaken as it starts to, of course, the precipitation kind of loses it, and the energy kind of goes down as we get to over here. But then we get this high pressure to finally dive south. And when it dives south, I mean, when you have this close proximity to this is asking for trouble. I mean, look at this. You got two opposite pressure pressures. You got 1,013, you got 1,045. You got two opposite. They're not gonna behave well, and we're gonna get a very strong possible ice storm. That's what's happening right now. And if we go over to a lot of people don't look at this. It's what you call a hodograph. It's a Sharpie. Well, it's powered by Sharpie. It's pretty much really it's a hodograph. What this is indicative of: the red is the temperature, the green is the dew point. Here's the higher you get up, the higher in the atmosphere you get. This is measuring by let's say over by the Texas Panhandle. This is over by the Texas Panhandle. You can see by the latitude and longitude right here. But you guys can see right here, temperatures are going to be below freezing up in the sky, so it's going to start as snow, of course. And then it's going to be starting as snow, but then we start getting above freezing until we reach the surface. Surface is about right here. Until we reach the surface, that's when it starts to get below freezing. It's kind of weird how this does, but this is kind of showing you guys it's going to be warm. It's going to be warm in the atmosphere. It doesn't show you exactly at the surface right here, but it does show you right here that it'll probably be at freezing. It has to be at freezing or below freezing. If it goes above freezing, it's going to be raining. It just has to be freezing at the surface. Best guess type precipitation. A lot of people don't look at this, but look how close this is. You can see how much moisture and temperature will be close together. It's going to produce probably some intense precipitation right here. And you can see that 29-degree dew points. It's still kind of high. 29. This is above freezing right here, but most likely it's not right at the surface, so this is kind of in the atmosphere, not really too high. But you guys can see that it's around here. Actually, it is at the surface, but it's still a lot of questions to be asked. How much ice? How much snow? How much rain? Right, I'm gonna tell you right now, bullseye is southeast of Oklahoma City. That's where you can get your 8 to 10 inches possibly in that area. Ice, I would go towards the Texas Panhandle. Oklahoma, you're gonna still get hit, but Texas Panhandle looks closer and closer to that convective band. That could potentially cause some big issues. But yeah, guys, that's really gonna wrap it up. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll be coming out with more soon if I find the time. But yeah, guys, see you guys in the next video. Peace out, y'all.